The Belen Jesuit Athletic Department presents the 2020 Athletic Awards virtual ceremony. Thank you for being with us as we honor our student athletes for their accomplishments. The presentations will be made by the varsity head coach, and they will cover all the teams in their program. We will begin with our very own principal, Mr. Jose Roca, and will be followed by our athletic director, Mr. Carlos Barquin.
Student athletes, we have arrived to the end of the school year, and as always, we have athletic awards to hand out, and today is no exception. Many of you have done a great job representing the school, both in and outside of the classroom. We have won state championships out on the course, and we've also won a state championship academically. We led at the Class 5A level. We became the all-around state champion. And that's difficult to do because we only have half the teams. We only have boys, obviously, on our teams, and we're competing against schools that have both boys and girls teams. So that was a tremendous effort from everybody, and I applaud your work in the classroom. Out on the field, in the pool, in the gym, what a fantastic job we've done this year. As always, the coaches have dedicated a lot of time to get you ready. I also want to congratulate your parents for getting you to practices sometimes at weird times. And also, I want to congratulate you again because through your effort as a team, we have succeeded. So good luck with the summer. Enjoy yourselves, work out, and we'll see you all back here in August. God bless.
Hello, Belen. 2019 and 20 has been a remarkable and a historic school year by all accounts. Our 2019 school year took off like a rocket. The De La Cruz Stadium, the Gian Sumpano Aquatic Center, and our baseball stadiums were all equipped with new LED state-of-the-art lights. For the first time in Belen history, in Miami, we had 9 outdoor football games, baseball, soccer, and lacrosse games. We're also playing on campus for the first time ever. Track and field meets and water polo matches were held at the Aquatic Center. The varsity cross-country team set up a new school record for most state championships in the sport of any school. The middle school cross-country team captured state championship. The school won the academic all-state championship for Class 5A girls and boys combined. Matthew Brand is selected to the academic all-state team and also was a finalist for the Miami Herald Scholar Athlete Award. Rower Alex Brennan is the school's co-valedictorian, and he will be attending MIT University where he will attempt to row.
Thank you, Mr. Roca and Mr. Barquin. First up will be baseball, followed by lacrosse, tennis, track and field, volleyball, and water polo.
On March 13th, all of our lives as coaches and student athletes were faced with the unthinkable and unimaginable. Our seasons were abruptly stopped as the whole world basically went on hold. As we hoped and waited, nobody knew what exactly to expect moving forward. As our players continued to train on their own, it was officially announced in April that the FHSAA had to make the difficult decision to cancel the 2020 spring athletic seasons. While this was a crushing blow to all of our baseball coaches and players, along with everyone else involved with the program, we understood that the FHSAA waited as long as they could in the hopes of not having to make that difficult decision. Our 2020 varsity season was one filled with great anticipation and promise. The team swept through the BSN Explorer Challenge, defeating West Broward, Palmetto, and Columbus in Week 1 of the regular season. After 8 games, our strength of schedule ranking was one of the top overall in the state of Florida. Though we held a modest 4-4 record, we were still the highest ranked 5A program in South Florida because of that schedule strength. Our senior class of Roger Caínzos, Alejandro Morales, Christian Aroa, Alex Gomez, and Diego Romero will now move on to the college ranks, having left a lasting impression on their teammates, our school, and our baseball program. These have been unprecedented times. None of us could have imagined going through this type of world stoppage. We must maintain perspective and keep our spirits and outlooks high. While it pains us to be forced to accept the cancellation of the 2020 season, we must be grateful for the blessings and the ones we have to look forward to. Our varsity team has already been invited to 2 high-ranking tournaments for the 2021 season, and we plan to host our own National Easter Tournament as well next year. With the return of 20 of our 25 players, we believe 2021 could definitely be one for the ages at Belen. Our younger teams were also faced with an extremely shortened season. The JV finished with a 4-2 record, competing against some of the top baseball programs in South Florida. Even with the shortened season, the players showed marked improvement and a stellar work ethic throughout the course of the first 2 months. A few of the rising juniors should contribute on the varsity level next year. The freshman baseball team also had a short but very successful season. With an extremely tough schedule, the Wolverines went 5-5-1 with big wins over Columbus, Florida Christian, and Coral Park. With pitching performances by E.J. Rodriguez, Andres Salvade, and Willie Campo, Belen was in every game. The offense was led by the likes of Daniel Sastre and Nick Trantz, while defensively, Frank Mora was exceptional behind the plate. Ivan Montaigne and Joey Alonso were dynamic all season, both at the plate and on the mound, and their leadership was shown throughout. The team, comprised of 8th and 9th graders, showed much promise for the future. The middle school team got hit hard by the abrupt end of the season as they only played 4 games after training for almost 8 weeks. The team, which was made up predominantly of 7th graders, played 4 excellent games and showed much promise moving forward. Their energy level and work ethic was indeed impressive. We look forward to the physical and mental maturation of this group of committed players as we move forward throughout the years. Our youngest group, the 6th grade team, was able to complete their ACC schedule. They finished in first place with a record of 8-2, and they played with a high level of energy and enthusiasm from day one. Each game that seemed as if there was a different star that would arise on the field. As they continue to grow individually and together as a team, we believe the future is filled with much hope and promise for these young Wolverines. Before we recognize a few individuals, we'd like to thank our outstanding coaching staff. Ivan Montaigne continues to do an incredible job with our pitchers throughout the entire program. Paul Barnes is definitely worth his weight in gold as our varsity assistant, and he too continues to help the entire program. Shane Walker is extremely diligent and committed to our JV, and he is assisted by the consistent George Amparo. Sal Camaraza is always ready to do whatever it takes, including any new challenges that might arise. Ed Fraga is our middle school veteran, and we use him as our coach and roving instructor. Jose Gogo Gonzalez did an excellent job with our 6th grade team, and newcomer Todd Shaw was a terrific addition to our middle school program as well. This year's awards are very unique. Our middle school and JV teams were unable to determine award winners, having played such few amount of games. For the 6th grade team, the Coach's Award goes to Lucas Espinosa and the most valuable player to Orlando Montiel. The freshmen, who also started their season a little earlier, named E.J. Rodriguez the top pitcher and Joey Alonso the top hitter. For our varsity awards, the most valuable player is awarded to pitcher Alejandro Morales, and the coach's award to Alex Gomez. In conclusion, we choose to look to the blessings, not the trials and tribulations. This season, we saw 3 more players sign scholarships to continue their careers at the Division I level. Christian Aroa will play at FIU, Alejandro Morales at Rutgers, and Roger Cainzos will continue his career at Manhattan College. Our other 2 seniors have bright futures as well, as Diego Romero will study at the University of Miami, and Alex Gomez has been accepted to the University of Florida, where he will begin his studies to become a doctor. Our program prides itself on development. Our goals are always the same. We want to facilitate our players becoming as good as they can be on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Our goal is not just baseball development, but the development of outstanding, hardworking, Christian young men. We hope the values they obtain with the program lead to strong values and ethics when they graduate from the program. Our success in placing our players into colleges where they can continue to experience the joys of baseball is due to their understanding and committing to the work ethic created out on the field from day one. It is an ethic of discipline, commitment to the program and each other, and of love. Love for the game, their teammates, and themselves. We as coaches are blessed to be able to coach these young men and have some type of positive impact on their lives at Belen and beyond. May God continue to bless each of our players, their families, and our entire community. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks.
name is A.M.D.G. I'm the varsity head lacrosse coach here at Belen Jesuit. Lacrosse has become one of the most popular sports at the school in the last few years, and the number of students playing is unprecedented, considering 2020 marked our 10th season for high school and our 5th season of middle school. I have been coach of the Wolverines since 2014, and those 6 years boasted an 89 and 38 record with 3 district titles, consistent top 25 rankings in the state, and a top 8 finish in 2018. In addition, our middle school program has dominated our South Florida competition. Over the last 3 years, we've had the largest lacrosse program in the state, averaging 129 student athletes playing the sport in a single season. Something I take pride in is how many of our student athletes have taken the next step and have continued their lacrosse careers in college. A few schools that our athletes have played at are Merrimack College, Malloy College, Wheeling Jesuit University, Catholic University, Guilford, Oglethorpe, University of Florida, and Alabama. This past year, our captain Nico Perez Blanco won a Division II championship, a national championship with his team. We had high expectations for the entire program going into the 2020 season. We revamped our off-season programming and were dedicated at all levels to work on our strength, speed, and lacrosse skills. We, as a coaching staff, were very excited with the way the team was coming together as a unit, something we lacked in the prior seasons. The varsity team started out hot with a 5-0 start before dropping 2 games against top 20 teams by 1 goal. We showed unity as a group by coming back and winning 16-1, which we found out would be our last game of the season. Looking forward for 2021, we returned 21 seniors, and our goal is to be the top program in the state. I would like to thank our seniors, Rafa Brew, Enrique Sori, Lucas Rodriguez, Antonio Castano, Ray Delagabru, Nico Paveda, Jacob Marrero, and Eddie Gonzalez for their dedication, leadership, and legacy they left behind. They are leaving the school as winners, and I wish them well in their future endeavors. Without my staff, we would not have our great success as we had this year. I want to thank our offensive coordinator, Joseph Belando, defensive coordinator, Oscar Ortega, goalie coach Matt Salas, and team managers Anna Brew and Maite Adams for everything they do to keep our program successful. Our MVP of the varsity program is Rafa Brew, and our Coach's Award is Victor Major. Our junior varsity also started out the season by winning all of their games with ease. We ended up an undefeated record of 4-0. I would have loved to see us complete our season, but I'm happy with the way the team worked together and can't wait to see what happens next year. I felt we would compete with any JV team in the state. A lot of these players will have a huge impact at the varsity level next year. I would like to thank our JV head coach, Lucas Verdeja, assistant coach Dita Prusing, and team managers Mrs. Navarro and Mrs. Cueto for their time and dedication they gave to their team. Our JV MVP is Oscar Fernandez, and our Coach's Award goes to Diego Del Pino. Our middle school program consists of 2 teams, and it's unbelievable to see both teams have continued success year after year. Regardless of wins and losses or the way the season ended, the season's success is entirely attributed to the hard work that all these players put into the game, both on and off the field. Every player had an incredible, crucial role in each game because regardless of their level of talent, each and every one of them gave their best. Efforts towards showcasing their best of their abilities to benefit the team. It was nice to end the season with the goal team hammering Gulliver Academy 14-4. For our goal team, I would like to thank our head coach, Rafa Perez Blanco, our assistant coach, Alejandro Toyositos, and our team managers, Leanne Rosado and Patty Paredes, for all their contributions during the season. For our blue team, we appreciate the immense efforts by head coach Tom Zampiri, assistant coach Diego Orta, and team managers Michelle Otero and Maria Ortega Narino. Our goal team MVP is Alberto Mendoza, and our Coach's Award goes to Ignacio Falla. Our blue team MVP is Jack Balsera, and our blue team Coach's Award goes to Antonio Gonzalez. I will leave you with a phrase I mention every week during the season. Play every game like it's going to be your last. This COVID-19 situation has a testament to all of us, showing how you cannot take tomorrow for granted. Take every rep in practice with full effort, every step on the field filled with pride, and don't ever miss an opportunity to do something you love, as you may never know there will be a next time. Thank you and stay safe.
Hi, I'm JD Barbosa, head tennis coach for the varsity and middle school tennis teams. I want to thank you guys for all the hard work you put in this year. Even though our season was cut short before we could be put to the ultimate test of competition, it's really the work that you put in throughout the year that matters most. You trained and challenged yourselves and improved in the process, and that development is something that can never be taken away from you. For our 3 seniors, Diego Belfort, Dominic Chiappone, Alejandro De Feria, thank you for the dedication to the team over the years. You've set a great example for your younger players on how to be great teammates. I'm looking forward to hearing great things from you guys as you start your next journey. I do want to recognize a few individuals for their efforts this year. Starting with the middle school team, I have 2 coaches awards to give out. The first goes out to someone who could not compete or train with us this year due to a broken finger. That did not stop him from helping his team. He attended every practice and acted as my assistant, hopefully being an influential voice in the development of future Belen champions. Thank you and congratulations to Daniel Diaz. I'd also like to recognize someone who had never played tennis prior to this season. He attended every practice and was committed to learning. Not being afraid to try something new and knowing that you have to put in the work to achieve a goal are traits that we should all have. The next coach's award goes to Emilio Diaz. Keep up the great work. For varsity, I'd like to recognize another player who made his mark behind the scenes. This is a player who spent all 5 years on the team building himself up from a total beginner to a solid player. He embraced the role of being a sparring partner, helping his teammates get ready for competition, but also attending the practice sessions and acting as an assistant coach. The Varsity Coaches Award goes to Andres Jimenez. Thank you for your contribution this season. The final award goes out to the Varsity MVP, the most valuable player. This is always a challenging award to give out because each and every player is valuable to the success of the team. It is sometimes confused as an award for a best player, but I view it as an award that recognizes a player for doing things the right way and having the greatest impact on the team. This year, one player really stood out. He trained like crazy and pushed the entire team to do the same. Even though he was just outside of our starting 5, the players ahead of him knew that he was coming for their spot, and that pushed them to train harder. The varsity MVP for this season is Diego Gonzalez. Looking ahead to next season, I'd like to invite anyone who is interested to come to our tryouts. I do not cut players, and we have a role for all levels. You can be a beginner and attend our practices. You can be one of our top players and compete against other schools, or you can be somewhere in between and are working hard to get ready for your opportunity to compete. This is a sport that you can play for a lifetime, and my hope is that your time at Belen is just the beginning of your tennis experience.
Hello, my name is Victor Arrieta, and I am the head coach of the varsity track and field program. Our program has 3 teams: the varsity team, the middle school team, and the 6th grade team. We're also the biggest in the school with 198 students. We have 18 different events and something for everyone. While we are not able to finish our season, we competed in 6 meets this year. The team took first place in 4 of those meets and came in second place by a combined of 11 points in those other 2 meets. Led by the dominant Dinsa squad of Javi Vento, Diego Gomez, Adam Magulas, Matthew Bryan, Aiden Villasuso, Nicolas Hidalgo, Sebastián Castillo, Michael Sanchez, and Gabriel Nunez, the Wolverines sent an early season message by winning 19 out of 22 distance races in those meets. This includes winning the 3 individual events, the 800, 1600, and 3200 at the Sam Burley Invitational. The highlight of the season was Javier Vento breaking the 1600 meter school record at the Satellite Invitational with a time of 4:11:20, where he left the crowd awestruck. Complementing their efforts were other valuable team members who provided valuable points in those meets. Hurlers George Hernandez, Daniel Garmendia, Julian de la Maza, vaulters Nicolas Soto, Aiden Hirado, Alvaro Miñoso, throwers Mario Osorio, Gabriel Valladares, sprinters Isaiah Fuller, Brian Bjorkman, Jorge Mesa, Alfredo Huete, Vicente Sanchez, jumpers John Lee, Austin San Juan, Carlos Morales, Nick Diaz, and Alejandro Lopez. We had 3 school records broken this year. Besides Javier Vento in the 1600 meters, newcomer Mario Osorio set a new record in the inaugural season of the javelin with a throw of 132 feet and 5 inches. We also set a new mark in the 4x1 1600 meters with a time of 18:06.08, helping set the mark were Javier Vento, Aiden Villasuso, Diego Gomez, and Matthew Bryan. The track and field team is young and the future looks bright. We are very proud of the commitment and dedication of our athletes. Even during this quarantine, they continue to practice with not knowing whether our season will resume. The lesson definitely is never to leave for tomorrow what you can do today. We would like to thank our seniors for their superb attitude and service to our team. You will be missed. Congratulations to Matthew Bryan, who was selected by the FHSA as the Student Athlete All-State Team, one of the highest honors bestowed to student athletes in Florida. I would like to thank our varsity coaches for their commitment to excellence. Our sprints coaches were Halton Fuller and Dylan Potts. Our throwers coach was Carlos Flores. Our hurdles coach and jumps coach was Carlos Barquin. Our pole vault coach, Jose Roca Jr., and our distance coach was Carlos Jimenez. Before I give out our awards, I have a few track recognition awards I would like to mention. These are seniors who I would like to recognize for their commitment and service to the program and their fellow athletes. They are Carlos Bailey, Matthew Bryan, Julian de la Maza, John Lee, and Vicente Sanchez. Our most valuable player is Javier Vento. And our 2 coaches awards go to Mario Osorio and Aiden Villasuso. We cannot have a good program without the excellent work done by our middle school and our coaches, Jose Garcia, Carlos Flores, Gus Fonte, and Jose Roca Jr. Much like the varsity, the middle school was not able to finish their season, but they did get to compete in a few meets. The middle school team will go down in history as one of the most well-rounded and deep teams in the program's history. Within the first 6 meets of the season, there were 11 individual qualifiers, performances, and 2 relay qualifiers. In due time, those numbers could have been doubled with numerous other athletes knocking on other qualifiers. The team started the season at the Dade County Youth Fair Invite, where they finished 3rd place. While Belen had been training for just 2 weeks, public schools were already in the middle of their season. Finishing 3rd showed we had a great group of athletes, and it would have been fun to develop and see where their hard work would lead them. From that meet forward, the team won every competition they entered. They swept the Catholic Athletic League schedule, won the Palmer Trinity Invite, and scored 97 points at the Sam Burley Invitational, beating the 2nd place team by 55 points. The Sam Burley Invite was a huge success for them, as it gave Belen a chance to compete against those schools who they faced earlier in the year. Diego Leon was the state leader in the high jump, E.J. Gross the state leader in the 800, Joshua Ruiz the state leader in the 3200, and a top 5 in the 1600. And Evan Torres was top 5 in the state in both the 800 and 1600. The state meet was canceled, but the kids on this team will have plenty of opportunities in the years to come as they move to high school and continue the development and continue to chase the goals they set forth. As for the 7th graders who will be returning next year, the coaching staff is eager and excited to continue the winning ways as they move into the spotlight. The middle school most valuable player goes to Diego Leon. The co-coaches awards go to Joshua Ruiz, Evan Torres, Eduardo Gross, and Christian Soto. The sixth grade track and field program got off to a good start and was ready to break through. The team finished second place at each of the Catholic Athletic League competitions and won the Palmer Trinity Invite, right before the season came up to an abrupt end. Many athletes were first-time participants, which always leads to a learning curve and the development period. But they caught on fast. AJ Lowell led the way running the 100 meters up to the 400 meters and being ranked number 1 in the high jump at the Catholic athletic level. Carlos Rodriguez Novoa asserted himself in the sprints from the 200 to the 400 meters. And the distance group comprised of Daniel Quinones, Jorge Casado, and Lucas Diaz were major contributors, both in the 400 and 1600 meter runs. There is a bright future to look forward to and many opportunities for the next year as this group moves up and looks to contribute in the varsity level. The Most Valuable Player Award goes to Alexander Lowell. The Co-Coaches Awards go to Sebastian Ames and Carlos Rodriguez Novoa. I would like to thank our administration and staff for their support, our athletic department, Coach Barkeen, Coach Stewart, and all our parents for their support and commitment to our program. Our program began in Belen 100 years ago, and we have some of the best athletes in the school go through our teams. Many champions and Hall of Famers, and while our champions may have changed, our tradition never does. Our goal is to form good Christian citizens who will always do what is right. We are very proud of our students and are very grateful to the parents for entrusting their sons to us. We have survived many challenges in the past 100 years: world wars, financial crises, revolutions, exile, and I am sure that with the protection and guidance of Our Lady of Belen, we will overcome this challenge as well.
My name is Friedman Cifontes. I'm the head coach for boys volleyball. I'm going to start with our middle school blue team. Our coach for that team was CJ Cristobal. The Belen Jesuit middle school blue team always faced a challenging road throughout the season. The team was made of 6th and 7th graders, and only a few of the 8th graders, so they were always playing upperclassmen. The team started the year off with very little fundamental knowledge, but as the weeks went by and we continued to get better and better, our team began to take shape. By the time our first game came around, we were a team that could challenge any team that they faced throughout this regular season. Our record did not reflect the growth that the kids had in this team. As many of our games were decided by a third set and really just a very few amount of points. This was a team that was in a position to win many games throughout the season, but we struggled to finish them towards the end because of lack of experience. But the youth that we had was tremendous, and the value for the future of the program is great. They were extremely talented and left it all on the court every single time. I hope these players continue to work during the off season and continue to get better. There are a lot of players on this team that can become great volleyball players for Belen in the future. For the awards, our MVP for the middle school blue team was Alejandro Ulbert. And our coach's award goes to Dylan Medina. Now for our gold team. I was the head coach for the gold team. We had a 12-1 record. We ended up winning the regular season. So we won every single game in the regular season. We improved again every time we got on the court. We actually were pushed in practice by the blue team several times. We had challenge in practice every day as much as in games, which was the greatest value to our group. And we ended up with a runner-up finish in the 3A playoffs. The final match was some of the best volleyball for the middle school level that I have seen in many years. It looked like high school level. As far as the competitiveness and the physicality at the net, I am very proud of the group and how they came together at the end of the season. We did have some injuries in the playoffs, and our guys had to step up in different roles and did a great job, competing and helping the team wherever they needed. So I'm very proud of that. So much so that some of the boys in the team ended up making the high school team. Okay, we actually had some 8th graders playing up in our JV program and varsity program. So our MVP was Federico Marino and Lorenzo Torres. Both of them were the leaders of our team on and off the court. And our coach's award goes to Adrian Argote. And now for JV volleyball, our coach for JV was Ryan Ollie. Our assistant coaches were Alejandro Guerrero and CJ Cristobal. We finished the season 6-0, so we had a lot of success early on in the season. Unfortunately, obviously, it got cut short. But with the record, we could see how the guys performed in an early stage, and they were primed to do much better as the season went on. They didn't drop a single set the whole season, which is also very impressive. They improved tremendously. I saw them every day, every day that passed, and it showed in every single game too. Everybody got to participate in the games and grow from actually playing on the court. They were really on pace for an extremely successful season here for our program. Now to recognize our superlatives, our MVP was Evan Garcia. Evan was always at the top of his game, proving more and more each practice and game that he was our go-to guy when it was time to score a point. So he did that for our team while leading this year's team in kills. Evan always had a great attitude, which uplifted the team and not only allowed him to play at his best, but his teammates as well. The coach's award, this goes out to one of the people I mentioned from middle school season that got to play in our high school program, Nicholas Hernandez. Nick wins his award for having the best attitude and character this year. Nick, who is one of the youngest players on the team, is always extremely coachable, very approachable, and always ready to learn more, despite being one of the most experienced players on the team. Although usually very quiet, it is very noticeable how receptive Nick is to coaching and how you never have to tell him something more than once. And this allows him to prove every single day. Now for varsity season, I was the head coach, Friedman Cifontes. My assistant coaches were CJ Cristobal, Alejandro Guerrero, Ryan Ollie. We ended up with a 5-0 record. Again, our season got cut short. This season we had a very veteran group of 9 seniors who led the charge for us. Most of them with 3-year experience in varsity. So we really had a lot of experience in one team. Just not, it doesn't happen every year. We were poised to make a run back to the state tournament, and make a push to reach the state final this year. After last year, we ended up in the quarterfinal. We got to host a preseason tournament in which we played the best teams in Dade County, and we won our games, proving that we were playing at a high level, even if it was to start the season. Started very strong off the gate, 5-0, and then we got shut down with the virus. This group of seniors deserves a lot of praise, because what has made our program great is the kids and the families we have with us. Our kids found a passion for volleyball here and have worked very, very hard to develop the program to compete for trophies this last 3 years by dedication, hard work, and attitude. And this has brought the program to be to one of the most respected programs in the county. And it has been, it made our program a fun one to be part of, and allowed us to compete at a very high level locally and nationally when we play at state tournaments. Our MVP for the season was someone who, if we would have had a season, he would have led us the team in points scored. He was moving up. He's going to be moving up at the end of the season to play in the collegiate level for Regis University. And his name is Joseph Perez. He was our MVP this year. For our coaches award, we, this is always something that is, it's a very special award, because it's somebody that we really appreciate as coaches, and there cannot be enough of these guys. But this year, I've had the pleasure of coaching this kid for 3 years in this program, and he has been the most improved player in our program each of the last 3 years, not just this past year. He's an amazing kid who led by example and humility every single day, and that's not an easy thing to do. He really is very consistent, and I'm going to miss him a lot. Cody Aguirre is our coach's award. Thank you. Have a great day.
Mi nombre es Jimmy Aguilera, entrenador principal de Polo en Belén. Quiero agradecer a nuestro presidente Guillermo García Tuñón, a nuestro principal José Roca, a nuestra dirección deportiva compuesta por Carlos Joaquín, Richard Stewart, Víctor Arrieta, Andy Angulo. En general, a todos los trabajadores de la escuela que han hecho posible concluir satisfactoriamente este curso escolar. Una gran temporada para nuestro equipo, con un averaje de 12 ganados y 3 perdidos. Excelente grupo, una combinación de jugadores jóvenes y experimentados, pudiendo haber obtenido una vez más un campeonato de estado. El programa de waterpolo ha funcionado por más de 10 años, alcanzando logros y éxitos para nuestra escuela, por lo que es necesario continuar con la colaboración de padres y alumnos para lograr que este programa siga teniendo los mismos resultados que hasta hoy. Pasamos a los premios. MVP, 2 grandes jugadores que fueron factor importante para los resultados obtenidos. Kevin Ferruso, considerado en los últimos años entre los mejores porteros del estado. El próximo, Carlos Vecchio, a pesar de su juventud, considero que es uno de los jugadores del estado, mejores jugadores del estado. Coach Award, excelente atleta que por su disciplina y entrega supo ganarse el respeto y el cariño de todo el equipo y del coach. Él es Pablo Puga. Premio de Middle School para nuestros futuros campeones. MVP, Héctor Santaella. Coach Award, Juan Diego Mesenguer, Grillo. Muchas gracias, Dios bendiga y salud para toda la familia Belén.
Thank you, coaches. We will now move into the presentation of our major award winners: High School Athlete of the Year, High School Sportsman of the Year, Miami Herald Scholar Athlete of the Year nominee, Middle School Athlete of the Year, Middle School Sportsman of the Year, and Middle School Scholar Athlete of the Year. Announcing the awards will be Athletic Director Mr. Carlos Barquin and Associate Athletic Director Mr. Richard Stewart.
At this time, I'd like to announce our special award for the years. Our Scholar Athlete, Matthew Bryan. He ran cross country and track and field. He was second team All-County in the sport of cross country. He was also the FHSAA Scholar Athlete and the Miami Herald finalist for Scholar Athlete. Our Sportsman of the Year, Andres Wong, a swimmer who had an excellent career. He was state champion in swimming, he was All-County, and he also won several medals in this past year, 2019 school year. He is a gentleman on and off the pool. Great person. One of my favorite awards always. Our Athlete of the Year, he will attend Boston College. One will attend Boston College. Our Athlete of the Year is Javier Vento, a junior. He was All-State in the sport of cross country, also All-County in track and field and cross country, and he was the top runner earlier in the meet where he set a new school record for the 1,600 meter run, 4:11. Also had the fastest time in the state at 3,200 meters, and he was poised to win. The 4x1,600 meter relay in track and field also set a new school record. So to all those three, I will be delighted and happy and honored to be able to deliver those trophies to your homes in the near future. Thank God for everything that you do for us. Be safe, and let's come back strong next year, Belen. Seniors, go get them. You can make a difference. This is a special year for you. You've done something that no other senior class ever has been poised to and overcome. So I wish you well. God bless. Bye.
Hello, everyone. This is Coach Stewart, Associate Athletic Director here at Belen Jesuit Prep. Congratulations to all our middle school teams. Once again, we won several Catholic League championships and private school league titles. More importantly, however, our young men displayed excellent sportsmanship, were great ambassadors for our school. They also established a Belen brotherhood that will continue to last for the rest of their lives. I personally want to express my sincere gratitude to all of our coaching staff, teachers, administrators, parents, and staff. You are truly the backbone of our athletic program, and we can't do it without you. Now for our middle school award winners. Athlete of the Year. Both of these young men were three-sport athletes and excelled at all three. They are Evan Torres and Victor Perez. Sportsman of the Year. This excellent young man was a state champion in cross country and is first class on the cross country course and on track. His name is Joshua Ruiz. Scholar Athlete. This young man excelled at the highest level in the classroom, the swimming pool, and the track. His name is Diego Leon Aguilar. Looking forward to seeing everyone in the not too distant future. Stay safe and God bless.
The athletic department would like to thank all our student athletes, parents, coaches, administration, faculty, staff, and alumni for their continued support of Wolverine Athletics.